You guys took Tonya to the Golden Globes the other night.
We did. She had a great time.
What was that like?
She had a panic attack on the, coming in on the red carpet, and someone had helped her through a couple of moments, and we were sitting at the table at the Globes, and the woman who helped her came by, and she said, "Oh, there's the lady. Come here." She said, "This is the lady who helped me." I said, "Oh, you mean Sharon Stone?" It was so funny. It was absolutely my favorite moment.
The haters always say, "Tonya, tell the truth." There's no such thing as truth. Everyone has their own truth.
The story of Tonya's been around for a while, but was there something that sort of spurred your interest in it?
I had just written a Christmas movie, and I knew I wanted to write something that was totally different. And my niece was over at my house, and we happened to watch this great documentary on 30 for 30 about Tonya Harding. There were things in the documentary that sort of interested me about class in America and the disenfranchised and the things that we tell ourselves in order to be able to live with ourselves and what we tell women they're supposed to be. There was just like a whole lot of themes I thought were interesting. I went onto the Tonya Harding website to see if the rights were even available, and I called the number for her agent, and it was a Motel 6. And I just thought, I'm so in. I tracked down Tonya Harding, and I tracked down Jeff Gillooly, and I interviewed them. And then when I did, their stories were so wildly different. And I just thought, well, I'll write every point of view.
I was the best figure skater in the world at one point in time.
Margot, how did it come to you, and what intrigued you as both an actress and as a producer?
I read it looking for female-driven content for our company, and it was just an incredible script. I knew immediately that not only would we love to produce it, but I wanted to play Tonya as well. At that point, I thought Tonya was a fictional character. I didn't know it was a real-life person. I mean, the specific details that Stephen put into the script, I mean, everything actually happened.
You've got these conflicting points of view. I hadn't read a script like this before. I loved the energy of it and the movement of it. I felt like when you got to the end of the film, we earned the empathy for Tonya.
They want someone to hate. I mean, come on! What kind of friggin' person bashes in their friend's knee?
When I refer to Tonya, I think of my character Tonya. I don't think of real-life Tonya, and I wanted to keep them separate in my mind, and they always have been, which gives me a lot more freedom on set to really go for it.
I'm very intimidated about playing real people. So I was kind of let off the hook. Lavana was nowhere. We couldn't find her anywhere. Tonya didn't know where she was, and so that kind of, I felt a sort of, oh, thank God, I can just make her up. I would have asked her a million questions had I met her, but I got to put her together. I used to be a figure skater, and I know what I put my parents through, getting them up at 4 in the morning to take me to the rink before school in the morning. I know what a kind of a commitment it takes for a parent to, and I know how expensive it is. So I felt that gave me a handle into Lavana's character of feeling that she was justifiably angry that her daughter didn't appreciate more what she did for her.
Nothing's ever your fault. I was embarrassed for you.
My entire life, I've been told I wouldn't amount to anything.
On paper, I think when you look at it, at these characters, from an acting perspective, it just seems like it's a gold mine. I can't believe all this is happening in an entire script.
His way of playing Jeff was like no one else's take on it. He made him likable and empathetic and vulnerable and someone who it felt like he just didn't know what to do with his emotions, and that made his violence more understandable.
Sebastian, you did get to meet Jeff.
He had a pretty tough upbringing from what I gathered. I just wanted to know about how it was when they met, and he was very vocal about, having had strong feelings for her, and that was kind of what I needed. That's what I needed, really.
Jeff actually just very, very recently saw the movie.
Oh, really?
For the first time, and I was really nervous. He said that his wife liked Hope Floats, which is another movie that I wrote a long time ago, and so what he said in the email, he said, well, I liked it a whole lot better than Hope Floats.
Really?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Tonya Harding?
I don't know a Tony Harding.
Aren't you her bodyguard?
Is there one thing you would have wanted to ask them?
I would have just asked, why did you do what you did? And And what were you really hoping to gain? Was it really this thing that you thought you would start a business in which you were a bodyguard for like athletes, that would become a thing? Because it already was a thing, I'm sure. You know, I think when people hurt other people and go to those lengths, there's got to be a reason behind that outside of just watching a lot of R-rated machismo movies and being into the FBI and espionage.
Stop that.